live struggle legacy. It's a whole movement.
I got you, big baby. I keep the struggle live struggle, live music. Pay attention to how we do it. And so my dog who never made it out. Live struggle, I got you, homie. We break it out, live struggle, live music. Pay attention to how we do it. And so my dog who never made it out. Live struggle, I got you, homie. The things we do when we down on our luck, like a dolphin, anything to get fucked up. What you think? Now we out here trying to get locked up. Desperation brings desperate measures trying to come up.
Hey everybody, it's your boy MP, Live Struggle Legacy, and welcome to the Live Struggle Legacy Podcast, Season 3. Now, real quick, if you haven't already done so, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button, drop a comment. If you're listening on a streaming platform, please make sure you hit that follow button, save, download, rate us, start a conversation in the comment section. And if you're looking to promote your business, holler at me because we're looking for sponsors. Okay, no further ado. I've been super excited about this guest right here. It's been a long time coming. I've been trying to get her on the show since we started. This is the incredibly talented singer, songwriter, performer, producer, none other than Class Vee.
Damn, I will live up to the expectation.
You will, you shall, and you have. So, welcome to the show, V.
Thank you for inviting me. Sorry it took so long.
No, it's all good. You're busy, you're moving and shaking. I love it. That's a beautiful thing, right? So we're going to get into everything that you got cooking. But before we do anything, I want to tell the story of how we met, right? And I'm going to maybe tell a couple of those stories. This audience loves stories, right? So you know, if you got some stories you want to share, by all means, this is the platform to do it, right? Okay. So my very first time meeting Class Vee, I got to give a special shout out to Luis Garcia because he would do these events at it was a carver bar, right?
Yeah, open mics.
Yep, exactly. So it was an open mic, and then he was what he did is he had me like on a panel, right? It was like a talent show kind of deal, and you know I didn't know what to expect. I come out, but one thing I could say about like everybody there that night, first of all, there was so much talent. It was really, I was overwhelmed. Yeah. I was surprised, right? Yeah. And the energy was amazing. The crowd was a small, intimate crowd, and like the people were just super receptive to the music, super supportive. But I'll never forget, V's voice was just amazing. And I believe he did 2 songs. I believe he did 1 song in English and 1 song in Spanish, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I think there was a Selena. And I think I did Fleetwood Mac. Okay. So I'll just say this. Well, this was my memory, my perspective. I remember hearing V sing in English and thinking, wow, like she's really good. But then when she sang in Spanish, it was like, oh my God, like hands down. I already know who. You know, I was on the panel for it was hands down. You were the winner in my book, right? But what was pretty dope for me was like, you know, I talked about Live Struggle Legacy. I talked about the brand, and you know people tend to really resonate. But V came to me after the show, and you were like, you know, I really like what you're doing, and I remember exactly what you said. You're like, I'm not like that big into hip hop, and I don't, you said you get a lot of people wanting to collaborate, and you're like, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't usually do that, but I want to work with you. And for me, it was like, I was honored because hearing, you know, your voice and then also being someone who does hip hop, it's like people that don't do hip hop, they're reluctant to collaborate, right? And so, you know, I was super excited. And I don't know how long it was between then and when we actually did a collaboration. I know it was at least a year.
Was it that long?
Yeah, it was like at least a year. It was like, I know it was within 2 years, but it took at least a year.
Yeah, because, well, I know when I believe the show was like in the peak of COVID, right in the peak of COVID.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then when we actually got together, yeah, it was like right when things were still a little bit weird, but starting to get back to normal maybe.
Because there was that studio in Clearwater.
But first you came to my house, and then I played the scratch, we picked the beat.
Yeah, we picked the beat.
And then I was really going through something at the time, and you sent me a voice memo on IG,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna lie, it was something I needed to hear. Right, and I even put it on the song. So if you want to check out this song that I'm talking about, it's on all streaming platforms. Michael MP Paul featuring Class Vee, and the song Time After Time. The name of the song is Time After Time, and V really did her thing. We got another song that will be out by the time this drops, and it's called Try. And I mean, you could get a little bit of what her voice is like, but you really got to go to her page and listen to her music. Class Vee on all platforms, right?
Yeah.
Which we'll get into later, right? But I've done enough talking, right? This ain't about me. I just wanted to share my experience with you and how we knew each other and how I was in awe from the first time I heard your voice. Like, V is like in my top 5 R&B singers all time, but no exaggeration. V. So, enough about me. V, tell us your life struggle, right? What's your story behind the music, behind the person? I mean, however deep you want to go, however far back. Let's get into V.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for all of that and reminiscing through the times, like, thinking about COVID and now it feels like, I don't know, like another lifetime almost. It's like, I always joke, it was BC, before COVID.
Yeah, for real.
Like it's literally a different period of time.
It is, yeah.
So, but yeah, no, like I said, I admire you because I really like when people, when they go through things. I don't like anybody that plays the victim and play the victim mentality. And sometimes people that have had a rough past, that's what they tend to do. And they suck out of other people and energy, and they try to take advantage, and they never get ahead. And even if they do for a little bit because they were able to get their hands in other people's stuff, never lasts. They burn these bridges. So I like when people are like trying to stand up on their 2 feet and saying it's a little shaky, wobbly, but I'm gonna build that strength. And so when I heard you speak that day, that was the energy that I got. Plus the story, I thought that was really dope because above and beneath it all, the root in everything was music. There was a lot of the music helped you get through to things. You want to continue through music to heal as a legacy. And so I think overall, like, and it was different, and because also when people struggle, they tend to talk about how life sucks and screw everybody and the system, and your message was different, and that appealed to me. I give you kudos because life ain't easy, for anybody these days, but we just gotta try to stick together on our 2 feet and just take every step day to day. So, just wanted to say that.
Thank you so much for that.
So
that means a lot.
But I mean, from the beginning, I would say I remember. I'm just gonna say some parts in the beginning, and how it ended up here. Yeah. I know as a child, I remember every Hispanic knows Sábado Gigante. Everybody knows that show. So growing up, that was it. It was in every Hispanic.
What was the show?
Sábado Gigante.
Okay.
So everybody knows the show.
Yeah, Sábado Gigante. Yeah, I've watched that show.
Everybody knows the show.
It's like on Univision or something like that.
Yeah. So it's something everybody watched. And I remember watching. All your favorite stars were always there performing and dancing, and even people would come and sing live. And there was this guy with a trumpet that if you sucked, they would throw you into the lions. That's how it was. So I just know that when I would see people perform, I was like, man, I always envisioned myself on a stage. Like I always was drawn to music, the lights, like that thing. It was always between acting and singing because I liked both, and they both kind of intertwine anyway. But then you get older, and it's not as easy. You get as a kid you believe you could do it all, and you're like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna go to NASA. It's like, no, you gotta apply, you gotta do this, and you you very could still go to NASA, but it's not going to be as easy as you think when you're a child. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have a lot of struggles. And along the way, some people continue, some people say, it's not for me. You know, it's just part of life. So then there was a period that I was like, I'm going to go into marketing because I've always liked marketing. And then when I got to college, I was like, you know what? I actually like counseling because I love to talk to people and I love to heal people. So then it came to that. They didn't pay much. And I didn't finish college. I started, but I didn't finish. And fast forward, you know, I tried different jobs, you know, yada, yada. And I kind of slowly, as time went by, like the idea of me being a singer just started like becoming a previous chapter in my life, you know. And it's just, you know, the way life goes. It's like, you know, I'm doing other things. It's just, you know, I like singing. I'll still sing. I'll still go to karaoke, but that was it. And it was until COVID that I had all this time, you know. We all had a lot of time, and it got a lot of people's, you know, life and, you know, shifted. And mine made me realize, like, you know, I feel like I'm missing something in my life. Like I'm missing something. Like I've always loved singing, but I never did my own thing because I always felt like I needed to have a band and things like that. And I did start a band called Soul Trio. But it was hard to keep up a band, but again, that was part of your imagination, and you're like, oh, band, and we're gonna sing all everywhere. Then you realize it's not easy. It's like being in a relationship with multiple people, and people don't make band practice. And even though you're there, you're writing, you can sing good. It doesn't make the band.
You know how we used to describe trying to get a band together? It's like herding kittens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's basically it's a lot of work. So then I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to figure out this on my own. And then that's when I got into producing. And I have produced a couple of songs. Released-wise, only one that I've released with my production, which was Love Resides.
Love Resides.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure I check that out.
Yeah, and then, but I have other stuff that I was just sitting there, I just haven't released it. And then I got into, you know, just meeting other engineers, people that have done this their entire life. And I realized that was the easiest way for me to do things, because me waiting and finding people, or me trying to translate what was in my mind with the equipment, because I didn't have the experience. It took, you know, I was still making beats, but it wasn't what was in my head. It was just something else. It's like, what sounds good?
I know exactly.
It sounds good, but it's not really. It's not what I was supposed to be doing, you know. And so with other people, producers, that this is what they've been doing for 10, 20 years. It's like, you know, they just pop out like candy. I'm like, I need to start reaching out to them, and that's kind of, you know, how I was able to release all this music. Fast forward. And but it's been good. I'd say since I've launched my solo career, as you know, like things have been going really good.
Excellent.
And you know, I think it was worth the investment and the time, and it took that learning and navigating, because you know, when you do everything on your own, like, and some other artists don't want to help you sometimes. Some people, it's like, I'm over here at the top. Someone's like, hey, you know, like, you know, what tips? You know, just keep doing you. Like, you know, some generic,
don't
response.
Quit.
You know, just keep doing you. You know, it's like, it's just, you know, not useful information. So they be gatekeeping. So it's like, I've had to learn things on my own through trial and error. There have been times I've lost money, trust, you know, A&R companies, you know, they'll email you saying like, hey, we heard your music and we're new. You're like, oh my God, an A&R company wants to publish a bunch of stuff with my music, and you know, put it on magazines, and you know, they've worked with Samsung and all these other people, and yeah, it's like $1,000, but at least I'll have that you know, you gotta.
They want you to pay them $1,000.
Yeah, and you know, it's like, but you know, you gotta invest in your art, and I believe in myself, boom. And it's like, some worked out great, some not so much. Overall, things work better when I did it myself than. But again, when you're new, it's like you have to just, you don't have to learn those things on your own. But yeah, that's how you ended up here with the music. Fast forward.
Well, you know, to your point you just made, you know, you always hear people say the game is to be sold, not told, right? Well, I learned the true definition of that through my lifetime of trying to make it, whatever that means. It means different things for different people. But, I've never gave up, and I'm still at it, right? But it really didn't hit me until I had spent so much money. Because here's the thing, even if you have the money and you're like, okay, it's to be sold, I'm ready to buy the game, sell me the game. The game sold when you get hit over the head, you get robbed, till eventually you wisen up, you learn the game, right? Because the game truly is not for sale. But the more money you spend and the more experience, and then that could even be a metaphor, right? Because you're not just spending, time, energy, things you can never get back that you can't put a monetary value on. But like that's what that term means to me when people say it's to be sold, not told, right? Mm-hmm. Because really and truly you could have all the money in the world, but the game is still you got to learn it, you got to live it, right?
Yeah, 1,000%, 100%.
So I do want to ask you, like, did you have any family background of music, or like early background of music, or was this something that you just pursued as a passion?
It's something that pursued, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's always been in my soul. Donna Summer said in an interview, I wish I remembered, but she said something like, when it comes to music and art and making it one day, like it's something that you just know, and you feel it in your heart, like you just know that that's what you're meant to do. Mm-hmm. And that's legit how I feel like it's meant, like, it's like doing math, like your whole life you've been doing math and the numbers just ain't adding up. Yeah. And then when it comes to music, it's like, that's the answer. You changed a couple things, it's like, that's still the answer. Yeah. Like it always, the numbers always added up right. And I found the answers when it came to music. Everything else just like, I guess this could work. I mean, it's not perfect, and that's how a lot of us go in our lives, and so for me, it's like, it's embedded in me, like 1,000%.
And that resonates to every level. So if y'all should know who Donna Summer's is, but if you don't, that's the queen of disco, y'all. Like, she probably got more hits than most, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, she's legendary.
But like what you said really resonates with me, because I was just telling the in-house engineer here at HDMI, about how in terms of like when you reach a certain age, especially in hip hop, people say you're supposed to hang it up if you haven't made it yet. It's like, forget that. And when do you ever see like a jazz musician put their saxophone down? You know what I'm saying? They're gonna play till they can't blow anymore. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that to me, that's what separates the true music people from the people that just kind of picking up a hobby or playing with something, right? Because if music is really in you, you won't ever stop. You won't never stop making music. Look at Snoop. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I look at hip-hop, Snoop, E40, but, look at, Mick Jagger. You know what I mean? Like, these people are going to be,
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac's still playing.
Yeah, they're true. I think they're going to play.
Yeah. I've seen Fleetwood Mac twice.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I love Fleetwood Mac. So, it's, and I think, too, it's all about environment, A lot of how we feel comes from our environment.
Yeah.
If you grow up in an environment that is supporting and loving, and it's like, you got this, don't give up, let me know how I could support you, it absolutely does motivate you more. When you are in an environment that you're like, hey, I got this music coming out, I want to do music, oh, that's awesome, I wish you the best of luck, just follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Not even like, hey, how can I support you, or why are you doing music, or where can we go see you? And those things, like, even though they're not saying you suck or I don't care, and in their mind they think that they've done something, they haven't, and so now it's up to us with that information that we get. I'm gonna ignore it, they don't know what they're talking about, or I'm gonna still stay focused. Or a lot of times people do get slightly discouraged, and then you're like, I'm still gonna do it, and then you go there, I'm gonna play a show, and then maybe no one shows up, or just 2-3 people. Again, your environment, and that now reflects a different layer of the realities. And it's like, at this point, do you continue? Maybe it was just the weather. Maybe I just gotta promote more. It's you have to motivate yourself to say, like, can this be changed? How can I change it? Or are people just not interested? And so over time, and that's not even including what we see on social media, when you spend hours online crafting lyrics, because I love lyrics, I love words.
And you're an amazing songwriter.
But it's just
they're gonna find out if they haven't. But
because I love poetry, I've always been one of those people. Like, if you tell me what you're going through, I'm an empath, and I will write something as if it were your words, because I truly feel them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying like, cool, I get it. Like, oh yeah, you were sad because you're cold, and it's like, no, you're cold because of your environment. You're cold because, someone gave you the cold shoulder, because, whatever it is, there's layers to it, and I understand them. But even the social media aspect of it as well, you see somebody that blows up. Like, I don't care if somebody likes Sexy Red. I don't care. I don't hate her because I don't know her, but I do not like her music. That's just
you know what you like, and you like what you like.
Exactly. And the reason, people are like, oh, it's fun, but like, for me to say like, okay, you blew up because your lyric, because the more obscene, we live in a world where the more obscene the lyrics are, the more people just watch, can't look away, can't talk about it. And it's like, she says her coochie pink and her booty hole brown. Wow, like, that's crazy. That's so amazing. Boom, gets a record deals. She's performing at all these places. And it's like, and so it hurts. It does hurt. And that's part of the environment. It's like, dang, like, how long could she have taken to come up with that line? Like, you know what I'm saying? Pound town, like, like, how much thought did you give it? No, because there's a lot of people that aren't giving it enough. They don't put thought, because it's all about the vibes and party. And it hurts me, because for me, music, and I get it, times change, but for me, music is supposed to connect people. People probably connect in that level, and that's what it is. But for all of us that we want to make it into something beautiful, it hurts, and I still just I'm like, I'm just gonna change the frequency, and I'm just gonna focus on me. That's her, good for her, that's her journey. I just gotta focus on mine. Right. But it's easy, like I said, when I'm talking about these environment, you can see how all these isolated moments can affect a person's state of mind when it comes to music, because at the end of the day, when you're starting out, you're not generating money. You're spending, you're losing. So it's like, especially in an economy that is so expensive. Like, I don't even want to talk about my Tico bill, but it's expensive.
Everybody's talking about it right there. But before I lose this thought, I want to touch on something, because you and I have had some pretty profound conversations, right? And like, we share a passion, right? And then I think we also share something in common, in that, like, people always tell me what I need to talk about in music, right, in order for my music to be more popular. But I'm going to talk about what I want to talk about, right? But I remember the conversation that you and I had. I think we were talking about TikTok or something, one of the socials, and you were like, well, I'll pour my heart and soul into this music and invest all this money and time and energy, and it'll mean so much, and then post it, and it's like, it barely gets any attention. But then, like, you'll do like a dance in like a small dress, like, that shows a little bit of skin, nothing crazy, but then all of a sudden it's like, and you're like, you're grateful for the views and the following, but they're not there for what it's and that hurts me just hearing, because I know how that goes, I know how that feels,
No, but I've tested it out. I've literally tested it out. I went through
the
analytics, and I looked at the ones where if I got a low top in my, because I've always shown my cleavage, and there's nothing special since ever. It's just me. It's how my fashion is. But those posts where I'm singing with cleavage versus no cleavage, the one with the more cleavage, it gets pushed out to more non-followers. But the ones where I'm covered up, I'm a little bit more modest, does not get, it has less, it gets less views, it gets only to followers, and a small percentage. Like, we're talking about thousands of views and difference. And so that's why it's no surprise when you scroll through TikTok and there's someone twerking Why? Because it's what's gonna get the views, and that's what's getting pushed out to us.
But you know what? You said something real powerful, and I want to meet you there. You talked about changing the frequency, right? And there's a big thing that like I really truly believe in, and like, you know, because ultimately we're magnets, and we are like radio transmitters, and when we set that frequency, we set the vibe, we attract the tribe. And what I've come to learn, it's like, be authentic. That's the most powerful frequency there is. It's staying true to everything that you do, right? Because here's the thing, there's something to be said about quality over quantity. Right? Because I don't want to call any particular artist out, but there are artists that get these super big buzzes, right? And they're huge. I mean, huge. But they ain't going to be talking about them 50 years from now, right? And that's the thing, like, you might not have this huge buzz right now, but you keep putting out that authentic art. And there's always going to be people like us that go digging, right? I don't know about you, but like, people always say, oh, music isn't good anymore. No, it's because you're stuck looking at, you know, those names that I don't want to mention, that, you know what I mean, like that are super popular. But if you dig, I could just go on and on and on about new artists, one standing right next to me, that are absolutely amazing. So to sit there and say, like, there's no good music out, y'all need to dig deeper, right? That's the thing. Don't get stuck in your old ways. Like, be open-minded, and you're just looking at what people are putting in your face. But if you go digging into music a little bit, you know what I mean? And so like that's the frequency. You keep setting that frequency. You keep setting that tone, and you are gonna attract your tribe. Right? It might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but stay true to who you are. Keep making the music that makes you feel good. There's people connecting. Right, I'm telling you, and on that note, I want to you know, ask you a couple more questions, because something that I love about your style, like, you did the joint house party. It was like one of your bigger joints that you did, and I know you put a lot into that. But it was such a vibe. Like, I felt like I was at the party. I wanted to be at the party, right? And it felt,
everybody always says
well, and it felt super nostalgic, because like in that you don't even really see that anymore. But and like, you know, I don't know how old you are, and it doesn't matter. But I'm thinking, like, I felt like that was a little bit before your time, but you were able to tune into that energy, that frequency, right? And so tell me about your style a little bit, because it seems like you almost started to build this whole style on this kind of, correct me if I'm wrong, like this kind of nostalgic 90s vibe, right?
Yeah, no, I think everybody, not everybody, but I feel like a lot of people do miss the way that music sounded. There is a craving for that style of music. That's what, like, when you think about the most played artists, for example, Eminem, he's still one of the top played artists to this day. You know, a lot of these most top played artists, a good chunk of them come from the 2000s, early 2000s, 90s, 80s, easy. You know, rock, like, you know, rock is changing, like, you know, it's changing, and it's not like, white kids used to be in the garage and bands. Now the white kids, everybody just wants to rap. So when you want to hear rock, it's like you have to go 80s, 90s, early 2000s to really get the sound, because it's not really getting pumped out. So I know, and you know, house party, for example, it's like very heavily 90s influence with a little modernness to it. It's not like straight up like a mixtape, but it was a sweet spot where I can go into the past and still stay present in my current time. And I think that also contributed to the success of House Party, because, you know, it was like, wow, that's different and like fun, you know, like, you know, and it got people dancing. And I know, like, when I wrote House Party, like, I was like, man, like, I wrote it on my story, because I started just documenting it, like, this is gonna be a great song, like, I just know it. Like, when I feel really good about a song, like,
it was, it is a great song.
And I took a screenshot, and then I posted it, and then I was like, I took out a loan for House Party. It was like a $12,000 loan.
Wow.
And I could have easily just got myself another car, because I need another car. I could have paid off my credit cards and then just have one bill. But, you know, like, it's just, when you love something, you just, you're mad about it, you know, and it's just like I don't care about anything else but this right now. I will worry about the rest later. Right now, this is house party's time, and I'm gonna invest into it. And I'm just because I believe in myself, and maybe it comes into something or not, but I have to follow what it is my heart is telling me to do. And I wouldn't say it out loud because I know people were thinking like, even my sister was like, "You're gonna do what?" You know, and I was like, and I've never like coordinated because I was doing everything, you know, coordinating who was going to be in the video, looking for the location, looking for the right videographer, and it was a lot of coordinating. The outfits I had, because I never posted the BTS, but I still have them all. I had hired somebody that was a styler, whatever, and I bought out a whole rack of clothes, and I said, hey, when somebody comes in, you're going to be in charge of them. Make sure they look like the part. If they don't, have them choose from one of these. Then send them to the makeup person. I had hired a makeup person. Yeah. Makeup person, make sure that they look good. Because if you look good, you're going to feel good. Yeah. You're going to feel good. You're going to have fun. Yeah. I'm not going to just throw you under the bus. And, you know, Rob, who directed House Parties, the first time I met him, the first time I met a lot of people. And from that event, a lot of people stayed friends, and they all continued to work with each other, which was really awesome.
I love that.
Because like 95% of those people were musicians that was in House Party. They were all different artists in some way, shape, or form. And of course, you know, with that song, the next year, I won at the Hollywood Independent Awards.
Yes, congrats.
Yeah, for Best Dance Songs. And it was the first time I ever applied for it. I was like, you know, I spent so much money, I'm gonna just, you know, I gotta see where I can push it to.
Yeah, of course.
And it won. And so I was like, you know, and I felt very good. I was happy about that. So it was, to me, it was worth it. It was worth it. It's still one of my most streamed. And I think it's important to have a balance because I'm very poetic. That means I'm very emotional. And when you're very emotional means that the tone can be kind of serious. And while it's great and all, I don't want to necessarily be known for that. But it is a default mode of mine, of just emotions. Like, you know, like that's why I think of like Whitney Houston. She had a lot of that. But when I think of her upbeat songs, there's really just a few. When you think about it, it's not too many. So, because her default mode was like that beautiful singing, you know, I want to dance with somebody and I want to know. Fun. Those were like a few of the fun ones because it is important to have a balance. You know,
then there's I always love you. Everybody knows that. I remember that as I don't know if you remember the movie The Bodyguard.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
Yeah, so that's a great
super
movie.
Super emotional song, super emotional movie.
I know, and that's my default mode. Yeah. It's like I automatically just that like when I think about like turning on my artist meter, it's like poetic, serious one. It's like, okay, I already did a couple songs. I gotta crank up my energy level. And so that's why Lemon Face, it's like, it's upbeat, but it's not too crazy. Weirdos, it's, you know, so I'm trying to find the sweet spot where it's not too crazy, you know, and the message is still there.
But you got this one song, and it's like, it puts me in the mind of like a 90s R&B song. But what I love about it, it's not like I can say, oh, that sounds like whoever. No, it sounds like V, but it sounds like V was in the 90s. You would jump into the time machine, you got the production, the vocal, you know what I mean? And I can't think of the name of the song.
Let me guess, I don't know why.
I think so. I can't think of the title, but it's one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite song that you did. It's just the whole vibe. It's soulful. It's got this like, you know, it's got this.
Let me see how it goes. I don't want to. I don't know why I do this.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, it's called I Don't Know Why. Yeah, y'all gotta make sure to check that out. That's one of my favorites.
That was the first song I ever recorded as a solo artist. I don't know why.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and then the second one was Where Do We Stand? That one I was really excited about because I wrote that song in 3 hours. I literally found the beat at like midnight. I couldn't sleep because I was all emotional, angry. There was a dude, he stood me out. I'm like, what the, like I was so mad because he was supposed to be flying into Tampa. And we were supposed to hang out, go to Busch Gardens, and I took the time off, blah, blah, blah. Oh. And then it was like, oh, I got hurt at work the day before. I'm like, oh, you know, hell no. Like, I was so mad. And I'm like, You know, and I was so mad. At the same time, it's not even that you're mad about that. It's like, I'm mad at myself for even getting excited to think, you know, and I don't want to be negative, but, you know, at the time, it's like, so stupid. Like, you know, long distance relationships never work. I don't even know why I, like, set myself up for that, you know, and it's just like, so that was the feeling at the time. And I started it, like, got to the beat, and around 1 a.m., I started writing. And like by 4:30 in the morning, I was like, oh my God, I think it's done. And I remember I was like, oh shit. So then I recorded it. And when I recorded it, I texted it to the dude and I said, thank you.
Yes. Hey, that's the song that I was just talking about. I like that.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Where do we stand?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what music is about, right? And I was kind of thinking about that when you talked about how the environment needs to kind of sometimes be just right. But I kind of thought about the opposite, because when I really got in my bag, like creatively, and how I even got into music in general, my environment was not right. You know what I mean? And it was the things that were going on, and that could even be like an internal environment, right? Because you're emotional, right? And it's like that's what pulls this. Just it's the emotion that, and then
like
that
Eminem.
translates. I've been looking for a partner that feels like the right fit for this show. A brand that shares the same commitment to quality, comfort, and a better lifestyle. After a lot of research, I found exactly that in Cozy Earth. They create luxury bedding and pajamas made from 100% bamboo, naturally breathable, incredibly soft, and designed to keep you cool and comfortable all night long. It's the kind of product that elevates everyday life, which is exactly the type of brand I want to bring to this community. Cozy Earth also stands behind their products with a 10-year warranty on their premium bamboo bedding, plus free shipping on orders over $50. If you've been looking to upgrade your sleep and align with a brand that fits the values of this show, visit CozyEarth.com and use the code LSL for 40% off your order. That's CozyEarth.com, code LSL for 40% off. Yes, exactly.
I mean, Eminem, we know his whole childhood.
Yeah, exactly. And he's letting it out. And like, you know, Angel gonna kill me for this one, but that's like a form of shadow work. Like I say that almost every episode, but like music is shadow work for me. Like, you know, I could have put a knife in this motherfucker. Not really, but instead I wrote a song about it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, and now it's art, and I raised the vibration.
That's wild.
Right?
I must kill it with music.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's for you, right?
I'ma end you with this song.
Music. Exactly. Yes. So I heard you talk about Donna Summers. I heard you talk about Whitney Houston. Are these like some pretty big influences for you?
Yeah, I'd say Donna Summer for sure. Stevie Nicks.
Oh, yes.
I love Stevie Nicks, and again, Stevie Nicks is like again, it's kind of like my range, my sweet spot again, because she's very mellow, and like when you hear her, it's just you want to drift away, and it's like that's like, you know, like how I feel when I like to sing. Yeah. That's like my sweet spot. Yeah. It's like, so it's easy for me to sing Fleetwood Mac. Donna Summer I like a lot because I find as a woman she had pretty much everything. You know, she was a good performer. She just looked very, like, you see her and you're just like, you know, wow. You know, she was sexy, and her voice above it all. She had, I think Donna Summer has like one of the most amazing voices especially for her time, and I think ever. And her songs just in general, like, you know, She Works Hard for the Money is really fun. When I need a little motivation. There's a song, Heaven Knows, and there's another one, MacArthur Park. Okay. She technically didn't write MacArthur Park. It was someone else. I can't remember the name. But she does a really good version of it, that even the person that originally wrote it, he was like, Donna Summer sang the best rendition of my song. Like, and I like, and the lyrics too, it's just like, it's such a weird song, but it's like I get it and I don't, but I love it. And the part is like MacArthur's Park in the dark, all the sweet green icing flowing down. Someone left the cake out in the rain. And she goes, I don't think that I can take it, 'cause it took so long to bake it, and I'll never have that recipe again.
And this Donna Summer?
Yeah. And she goes, oh no. And it's like, what did she mean? That she left the cake out in the rain? And just so many questions.
Heavy metaphors.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's just, but it's just very powerful.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin, another one that I really love. Different style, because I find her more of a soulful woman. Donna Summer, I feel like she would like, I love disco, so for me, Donna Summer and I I like that connection. Aretha Franklin, as far as soul goes, I really like her style. Whitney Houston, automatically.
Of course.
Selena, that's everybody's. And for female singers, like, I feel like her, and there's another one called La India.
Okay.
She sings salsa, and like, I grew up singing salsa. Like, salsa was my first style of music. Growing up in the Dominican Republic, I just always loved salsa. I fell in love with salsa, so I was always singing Brenda K. Starr, La India, Mark Anthony, all these artists all the time. So my style of voice is more of salsa, because when you talk about R&B, especially now R&B now, it's like there's a lot of which you don't do in salsa. You know, in salsa, it's about passion. You know, and it's just about having the right key, but it's really about the passion in the words. And so when I sing, that's what I do. Now, I do like to dabble sometimes in some R&B, but I don't get too crazy, because it's just, I don't have that vocal technique. So yeah, like, SWV, another one.
Yeah, my mom put me on to SWV
I love
as a kid.
SWV, yeah.
As a kid, like, we used to be riding around listening to,
I discovered SWV later on, but like, I was like, oh my God, like, I love. And it's just, the harmonies are always great. The energy is great, because they also have a good balance of good, R&B songs, but like a good vibe. And nothing like crazy, but just something groovy, like, because it's like, dun, dun, ch, dun, 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 ch, and I like that,
What about En Vogue?
I like En Vogue.
My mom used to listen to both of them, like, around the same era. So that's why when you say SWV, like, right away I think about En Vogue, because that was like during that time period.
It's like,
they were more like pop though, right? More like up, if I'm not mistaken.
Like, with a couple artists, like, there's times like when I mention an artist, is because I like at least like 10 songs. Okay. Or like anywhere from like 6 to 10 songs. If I like 1 or 2 songs, it's like I like those songs more. Like, I like the artist, but I focus just on those 2 songs. When I say the artist, is because I've been able to see all the different variations, and I feel like they've nailed it, and all these different styles, and it sounds good, and I like it for me. But there's been times like the other songs are okay. I really love this song, but every other song is just like, it's all right,
I feel that.
So, but
I'm like that with a lot of artists.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, if I like at least a certain amount, that it's like Alicia Keys, I like at least that same amount of songs. So it's like, I love Alicia Keys, I love her music, and so these, as far as women goes, those are my infos. Yeah.
So did you ever have any like mentors, coaches along the way?
No.
You just music. Those were your mentors and coaches, right?
Yeah.
I can deeply relate to that.
Yeah, no, I like when something would come up on the radio, I just was able to I just wanted to sound like it. So I'm really good at mimicking. Like What's Up by 4 Non Blondes. It's a weird song. So like,
I love that song. Yeah.
So that one, she has a very weird. She goes, 25 years, I feel still trying to get up that great big hill of hope. Well, it is a nation.
Okay.
And even at the hey, like I can do. I'm thirsty now, but like I could like do all those things, and change the voice, like Creep, I could change it. I could change my voice to sound like Stevie Nicks. So I like, because I would just try to imitate how they sounded. And so that's how I just kind of learned over time.
Did you ever listen to Joss Stone?
Isn't that...
She
Early
does not
2000s?
sound like what she looks like. She's got like this big soulful voice, and I don't know how her stature is, but I picture her, she's like this tiny little blonde chick. She's got this big, powerful, soulful voice.
So it's like Janis Joplin.
Not quite. Janice is a whole nother. She's in her own lane. Like, I love Janice Joplin.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so what about like Marcus King?
I'm not familiar.
Marcus King. You would never.
I've heard the name, but I can't put a song to him.
His voice is awesome. Yeah. But like when you hear him, you think it's like some big black dude with beard and like somewhere like in the South, just like, but now this dude is like white, redhead, chubby, and I'm like, what? Like, like completely different than what you'd sound like,
That's Joss Stone. That's Joss.
Yeah,
that's the female equivalent,
And I'm just like, I don't know. It's weird, and it's just weird. Like in my mind, I'm like, what am I shocked about that he doesn't look like he sounds, or he just sounds amazing? Like what is the shock? Why? What is it that I'm feeling?
Yeah,
All I know is that like I'm blown away.
Yeah,
like I'm just like, but like that's her. Wow, like you sit there, you just think about it, and you're like, listen to, and then you tell everybody else, like you're telling me, you gotta listen to, look at this.
No, that's how it was with her, and that's how I was introduced to her, because you hear her, and then you're like, she's amazing, she's good, and then somebody shows it, and you're like, what?
Exactly. Yeah. Every time somebody has that effect, it's like you play something like, so what'd you think? It's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then they show you the picture, it's that Y effect. And then now it's rubbed off on you, and now you feel that way. And then every time you introduce the artist, it's like, check this out.
Yeah, exactly. So you're probably going to go back and listen to Joss Stone and see, like...
I'm going to see, I'm going to go check it out. I'm going to go see,
So you talked about some of your accolades, right? And tell us like what you've if anything that you want to, by all means, like brag. If you got stuff you want to brag about, please do. This is what this is for. We want to give you your flowers here. And then anything that you have going on.
I actually have a question.
Yeah. No, Angel, please. Yeah.
We've done, how many episodes have we done? This is the first time I'm going to speak.
No, I love this. Like, the Angel Soto on the mic, y'all. Yeah, please.
He's always saying, you can speak.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Tell us about when you went to the Grammys.
Oh, see, that's what I'm trying to get into. Thank you, brother.
The Grammys. All right. That was amazing. Like, obviously, like, it was, like, in disbelief. It was like a whole year journey for me to get to that point, because it started when I forgot, there was a song, I think Lemon Face. I wanted to submit it to something and someone wasn't able to, and they're like, you're gonna have to wait till next year. And I know I was feeling salty about it, and it was about the Grammys. So I was like, I'm gonna do like my own research. I'm like, where do you guys like hang out? Like, where can I go meet other Grammy peers? Like what can I do? It's like, I'm gonna add you to the Grammy group of this class, because every year they have a class that graduates in the recording academy. I'm like, all right, that's that. I won't post. I'm just gonna check out. And that's what I was doing. I was listening to everybody's music, and if I liked their music, then I reached out to them personally, and I was like, hey, I'm a singer-songwriter from Tampa. If there's any projects that I could be of use, I just want to make myself available. I'm really trying to get into the recording academy and to the Grammys and into the gold mine. And I did that for like weeks. I've lost count of how many people I messaged. It was like at least like, I don't know, 200. And it took time because, I still have to listen to the music, check out their social media, and, just kind of make sure that I'm not reaching out just to reach out. It's like I'm reaching out because I genuinely want to work with you.
Yeah.
So 99.9% of people was like, yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll keep you in mind. Or we already got enough people, but thanks. It was like that kind of response. I was about to I was like, oh, this is exhausting. I'm tired of writing emails. Yeah. And then one dude was like, hey, yeah, you know what? I do like your songs. I like your music. I think we can work together. And then I flew out to LA and had a personal meeting with him one-on-one. Yeah. And then he's like, yeah, I'm excited. I think I'm going to do a blues album next year. I was like, I could do blues. I could do jazz. Whatever you need me to do, I'll do polka. We'll figure this out. So it was a good meeting. I was happy. I was excited. So I was like, all right, cool. So then November rolls around, it's around the Grammy time, and they're, it's like, who's gonna go? So then I asked him, I was like, hey, are you gonna go to the Grammys? He's like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna go because I didn't get nominated for anything. He was like, are you gonna go? I was like, I mean, I wanted to go, but I didn't have anybody to go with, so I was, I'll tell you what, you buy the tickets, and I'll send you the money, and we could go together. Even though there's no way I could even get access to the tickets. Yeah, it's a perfect example of fake it till you make it.
Yeah, no, but good for you for stepping up and
So then he was, he's like, I don't know, because it's a lot of money, and it was like, and I was like, look, and I gave like this amazing speech, and I was like, look, if you go, you have an opportunity to meet other people and for people to see you face to face and know who you are as an artist. How are people gonna get to know you from your living room? And if you want to win, you gotta show up and tell people that you want it. And those people that were nominated, you make connections with them and see how they got to that point. And you follow those footsteps and those blueprints, so you have a better chance at winning and securing something next year. But if you don't go, you're not changing anything that you did last year. You're not doing anything different this year. So what do you expect to change? He goes, all right, I'll go. But then the tickets were sold out. I was like,
oh shit! So you finally talked to me.
And then the tickets were sold out. He's like, well, all we can do is be on the waiting list. I was like, all right, cool. December passed by, January. In my mind, I was like, I'm not going. Like I was like, it's gonna be something for another year. A week before the Grammys goes, hey Victoria, I just want to let you know I've got the tickets. It's gonna be February 2nd. I was like, oh, I'm going to the Grammys. And I'm like, Granny, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna wear? It's like, and so I went crazy.
How long did you have to plan to prepare?
A week.
Oh, it was
a week.
Yep.
And it was hard, because I was like, I'm not gonna show up in no like regular dress. Like I don't know when I'm stepping foot in here again, so I'm gonna make sure that when I step in, people are gonna see me and they're gonna remember me. Like, oh, that's that girl with that, because my outfit was bomb. Like, not for nothing, but I was definitely one of the best dressed people there, like hands down. Like, I had my neighbor tailor me. I went into the fabric store and I like designed the outfit that I had on that day, and it came out so beautiful. When I was there, like it was like amazing, and I was like, I saw so many artists, like Billie Eilish was there, and I saw not Donna Summer, what's her name? She's so sparkly, Diana Ross.
Oh yeah, okay.
There were so many, Doechii. Also, Doechii was there that day that I was there. So the fact that she was like, I'm from Tampa Bay, and there's so much talent in Tampa.
And I
was right there. And I said, what are the odds? I'm here to witness the third female in history to receive an award for best hip hop album or rap album. And she's shouting out to Tampa Bay, and she's speaking to Tampa, and she's telling people, you need to go to Tampa, that's where there's talent. And I was there, I was like,
talent is in the building.
Yeah, no, I was like, I felt like I was at the I was at the right place at the right time.
Absolutely.
And so it was just awesome. Everything was just so beautiful, and there's so much excitement. Everybody's so excited and happy, and just so everybody looks so cool. And I just felt like, I could get used to this,
Yeah.
I felt like,
as you should.
Yeah, it's like, I don't mind coming to California here and there, wherever I gotta go. So then, we were also, because we were on the wait list, we were kind of not in the greatest section. We're towards the back. At the beginning, I remember thinking to him, oh man, I made it all this far and I can't see shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I was like, who is that?
Yeah, you ready to...
And I was like, I gotta stay positive. This is crazy. I can't be ungrateful, and that's how I was feeling. And then so, towards the middle of it, I go to use the bathroom, whatever, and get some snacks. Cause there's also 2 Grammys. I'm gonna backtrack. There's two Grammy performances. There's 2 Grammy. It's an all day thing. I got there 11 o'clock or so, 12 o'clock, was it? something like that, or I left around that time. So it's at a different building, and there's a whole performance. Mooney Long, all these other people, the people you don't see on TV, because there's 94 categories. They don't go through 94 at the Grammy. You know, like best children's book album. They're not gonna put that over there. So this goes into the smaller Grammy, you know, section and things like that, and smaller artists that are still big, but not like A-listers, like B-list artists were performing. So that's like where the performance starts, and then, you know, then you migrate to the big stage, to the big Grammys. And that's where I was, even like the first one I had great seats because there's no seat assigned, walk in and you know, I had the best seats. So I expected that the other one was going to be like that, but no. So when you know, that middle point in the Grammys, when I went to use the bathroom and snacks, he walks in another section, like a section we weren't supposed to be in, and I'm panicking because he's got the ticket, so I can't just. And well, first of all, we're not even supposed to be there. So then I'm like, oh my god. So I just follow him, you know, just like play it off, and I follow him. And then so every time there's commercials, you can get up, move around, and when it starts again, everybody has to be in the seats. You can't move. So I was about to go down and move, and then there was a girl. She looked really nice, at least. She was like, you know, have a seat over there. It's like, well, he's got the tickets and I got to use the bathroom. It's like, okay, I'll remember you. I was like, okay.
Oh, that's yeah. I know. But it was all in.
Yeah. It's like, I remember. It's like, great. So I was coming in. I was like, you know. So then, but I was still nervous because all the seats are assigned. You can't just take a seat because that could be someone's seat. And I was going to be so embarrassed that, you know, somebody was going to kick us out. So then, you know, I sit next to him, whatever. We just like, you know, I'm like excited. I'm just playing it cool, you know, but I had like way better, like everybody was like right there. Like I could see everybody. I didn't even need to pull out my phone or anything. I could see everybody clear as day. And I was like, oh my God. And I could see all the artists on there. I remember seeing Queen Latifah. I saw like Alicia Keys when she was moving around. Beyonce. Like I could see everybody like right there. So the more A-listers were like in the front, I was like in the back part of it, but I could still like visually like, you know, see them. So I was walking down to the steps, so say you know, like the bleachers, whatever, and then this is the floor area. So I walked down towards right before the floor area to take pictures, but I was hoping low-key artists would be like, oh my God, I love your outfit. It's like, oh, and just invite me to sit with them. But that's why I also had my purse with a sticker that has the I didn't love myself in Class Vee because I had just released it.
Oh, that's what's up. So you were promoting it.
Oh, hell yeah. Make sure the camera pan.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's genius.
So then that's another reason I was going there, in case somebody took a picture. Because, you know, sometimes people are curious. I would be. So then I would go back and take pictures. You know, I try not to do too much because if they started asking for our tickets, then we would have been kicked out. It would have been really embarrassing, you know. Because also, like, I wasn't wearing a regular black dress. Like, I had, like, something, like, you can see. And I was worried because I'm like, people would have had to know that I wasn't actually sitting here. But maybe they thought I was here late. So I was doing that a few times. Like, when there was intermission, I did, like, three times. On the third time, it was, like, towards the end. They're like, oh, you have to have a seat. It's like, oh, I got to go back up there. He's like, well, just sit right there. I was like, okay. So then I go and I'm sitting, I'm like, excuse me. And Don Lemon was sitting next to me. Yeah, Don Lemon was there. I was like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, I'm sitting next to Don Lemon. You know, it's just playing it cool. You know, and then I was even closer to everybody because I was like on the upper part of the bleachers. Now I'm like right there. And I was like, oh my God, just playing it cool, just like, you know, just pretending like, you know, I belong here, you know. But like, there was a point, like, my legs were shaking, I'm not gonna lie. Especially when I was standing down there the first time, like, my legs were shaking. Like, I was like, it came out of nowhere. I was like so nervous, like excited or nervous, I don't know. So yeah, it was like an all-day thing, and I was able to make a lot of connections. And then fast forward, we did do a song that just came out. And it's out on all streaming platforms. It's called Make My Day. And it's officially my first time being in the Grammy ballots. So the way it works is that you go through a consideration period. So if the song is considered, then it becomes a nominee. And then that's how you become a Grammy nominee. And then in February, they announce the winners.
Okay.
So it's a long process.
Yeah.
But that's where we are right now. Like whether I win or don't win or whatever. Like,
so you got stuff that's like on deck to be a potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so congrats.
No. But
well, I mean, whether you win or not, that's dope. But
yeah, because my name is mingled in with everybody,
exactly.
all the other, big artists,
Exactly.
So it's like, it's been a slow process, and there were times like I felt like, like I'm not putting out as much music now. I've been active, like I've been working, I've been doing research, I've been reading, making connections. So I'm trying to figure out what's the best course of action for me, because since I wasn't able to promote my, release my album, it has been slow releasing music, but still keep moving forward. I'm doing things my way. Like I'm not focusing so much on streams, because at the very beginning I feel like that's what we're so focused on, how many plays, streams, and I'm like, I'm not gonna focus on that right now. How many views? I don't care. What I care, like, because I won a house party without like anything crazy.
But good for you, for setting the authenticity rather than chasing. You know what I mean? Like you setting your branding, who you are, and being real rather than focus on chasing things that really don't matter that much anyway.
No, but I feel like but they put so much emphasis in it, and as artists, again, your environment, it's like, oh, we got 200,000 streams on and all these views, and it's like,
and a lot of them are bot streams.
I know, but when you first start out, and sometimes, so it's like I'm gonna just ignore that. I'm focusing on me, and so right now my course of action is by next year, my goal is to become a Recording Academy member.
Yeah.
So then I could submit my own music, and I can have my own album if and when the album comes out next year. Then I can submit my album, because they tend to favor albums more. So have the album out, and and have my first official consideration. I also want to try to collaborate with other artists in Tampa for this album, because that way they can come with me along with the project. Like if and when it becomes a nomination, then they can also become Grammy nominees. What I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
that's my goal and my wish. That's right now like the plan.
Beautiful. I love it.
So yeah, I'm excited.
So tell us what you got going on. Like, let's do some promotion, like whatever you got. And now keep in mind that this episode is not going to drop probably for close to a couple months, right, from now. So with that in mind,
assuming I'm still alive by then.
Oh, cut it out.
I might look a little different. A couple months, I might have gray hair.
No, stop it.
By the time this comes out.
Well, maybe we could try to put you on a fast track.
No, I know you're playing.
I got you.
What I got going on? I have an album that I'm working on. I have a single that I just yesterday recorded with my cousin. It's my cousin's half sister. A song I wrote a long time ago, and it was about her, dedicated to her, but I wrote it in a way that could be dedicated to anyone. You think I can get one more water, pretty please? Pretty please. Sorry, I was talking.
No, you're good. You're good. This is great. This is why we're here.
Okay. Okay, better. Thank you. So it's called My Other Half, and I wrote it because I wanted, when people heard it, for them to think of their other half. And it's a really, 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 really beautiful song. And like, I'm gonna tell you like some parts of the lyrics. So it's like, how does it start? My brain is like, see, because right now I'm thinking of I Didn't Love Myself. So, because they both are piano driven. But the chorus goes like, I wish that I could give to you what you never had. I feel your pain, you are my other half. I wish I could erase those tears, go back and make them happy years, but I know. So on the things that I cannot change, I'll replace them with much better days, and I'll make it so. And then it goes back into the chorus, and then part of the bridge is like, I promise to be there for you no matter where, you count me there. Count on me if you need a home. It brings me joy to hear your voice, to know you're well, because I do care. Count on me if you feel alone. And so it's like very, very, very emotional. Like I didn't love myself, like, okay. But very beautiful. So
When's this drop? When can we find it?
We just recorded it literally yesterday.
Okay.
So it's still at the beginning because I think I want to add violins.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm still deciding, so we're still mixing and messing around with it. And she came to visit me from Oklahoma, and she hasn't been here in like 5 years. So I was like, we gotta go to the studio, we gotta record this because this project, this song has been very important to me. So that's like something that at some point will come out. The album, which Angel has heard bits and pieces when I was here planning for the music video for I Didn't Love Myself, heavily 90s influence / R&B.
Okay.
But with some of the R&B, we're talking like 70s, so it's gonna be like.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna have a little tint of Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Like a little Marvin Gaye flair.
Okay.
Amy Winehouse.
What?
SWV.
Yeah.
Little Leah.
Okay.
And Alicia Keys.
Okay.
So that's kind of like the vibe of.
But ultimately, it's all Class Vee.
Yeah. So that's like the inspo.
Okay.
And then I got different collaborations with other people and random singles, and it just really just all depends on how things go. Like I definitely have music just sitting around waiting to be finished, waiting to be recorded. Some English, some Spanish. So I don't have anything like I could take it like, oh, for sure this is coming out right now. But I definitely have a lot of things like in the vault that when I organize myself with what makes more sense, like for me, what makes more sense is start recording the album, focus on that, have that done and ready, and then start working on these random singles, including the Spanish ones. Okay. But I don't have a lot of Spanish listeners because I don't do a great job trying to get to the Spanish community. So that's something else I want to also work on before I release more Spanish music. So when I do drop it, I have people ready to go. So yeah, like I say, just keep streaming what I already have because I have a lot of really awesome music, some stuff that I've been a part of. People still like it. I love it. I don't always be blasting my social media with my music, but it's there. And when the time comes, I'm gonna have more out. And hopefully collaborating with more people, so that's
keep blasting it because we want to hear it.
Keep blasting.
Do you have a website?
Yes.
Okay, tell them.
All right, classvee.com, or you can find me on any social media, just Class Vee. Hit me up on Instagram or my website or email me. Very easygoing. I also want to help artists. I will say this, because I've been through all the trials and errors of, music things. I'm not like by all means like a guru, but I can definitely point you in the right direction if you want to get started into the career, music and just singing. If you need help with that, songwriting, I have like a whole what is it called? Like not one of those online classworks? What is it like?
Oh, like you actually teach a class where people?
No, I'm working on one.
Okay.
What is it called?
Yeah. There's so many of them. I don't know.
The term.
The.
You know what I'm saying? Like a webinar.
Okay.
Yeah. Just an online course.
Yeah.
An online course.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So people can
tutorial kind of deal.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, if you don't know anything, this is a way to get you started. Like, how to get your photos. And I'm also like getting a list of local artists, local studios, local photographers.
Resources for people.
All that's gonna be there. So when you get when you come in, it's like it's foolproof. Like,
I want to holler at you about that. Something that I can help push that for you.
Yeah, it's foolproof. So like from beginning to end, it's like, in budget wise, like how much everything's gonna cost, location ideas. So that way when you get a song out, you have everything ready and you know what the expectation is and the price point and you know where to go from there, because it's like, where do I record? How do I record? And who could take my pictures? And where do I edit a flyer? Because it's a lot.
That's what people need, and so good for you for doing that. Yeah, I hope y'all are paying attention, and if you are interested in the creative process in any way, shape, or form, like she's giving you the game, and that's so rare because, like we just said, the game is to be sold, not told. But she's literally giving you the game right here, y'all. So that is invaluable right there. So thank you for that.
Yeah. So for sure. So if you know anybody, and I'm so just like making it, known, because I do want to help people. I want people to not take so long, because I feel like I took long to take that initiative because of the hesitation. Because we don't know. Yeah. It's like, where do we start? I wanted to sing, but where do I start? Like, where does it begin?
I love that.
And I started later on, through trial and error, the band, and it's like, I don't need a band. I don't need to also learn to produce myself everything. I can easily work with other people. And how do I do that? Where do I go? And so those things will help you save time and money.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I hope y'all listening, man. Take notes. Go check it out. And where can they find that right now?
It's
on your website?
No.
Oh,
you would just have to come hit me up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, do you have any? I know you shared a lot, but I want to make sure you don't have any specific message or closing remarks that you want to share with the people right now.
It's a lot, so I'm trying to summarize it. What I would say is, I think anybody watching, listening, it's just, I think they're looking for something, a message, and, some kind of motivation of some sort, and hope, I guess. So I would say, I don't want to say something generic, because I hate when people say generic things to me. Do your research. That's where I would start. Do your research. Reach out to people that are local, that are doing the things that you're looking to do, and reach out to them. And don't think that because you see somebody doing a lot that you're necessarily behind, because I think we're so focused on someone else's journey that we forget that we can create our own just as they did. So I'm on my own journey. You can also be on your own journey. So don't be discouraged. I know, like I said, because of environment, whether it be money or just you think your age or your place, like there's a lot that you can do if you want to. And maybe if right now is not the time, write it down. Because sometimes you might, a few years from now, it's like, yeah, I was thinking about a song and had to do about XYZ, but you didn't write it down. So whatever you're feeling, even if you don't have the money and the means right now, still write it down. Because whether you record or sing it, maybe those lyrics could be useful for someone else, and still your work is helping someone else, and through someone else, your song is still coming to life, or whatever project it is coming to life. So that's all I will say. Just don't stand still. Don't not do anything, but put things on hold. Write it down, put it here, set it aside. Don't throw it away. Don't think it's not worth writing or doing. It is. If you have the idea, there's a reason, because not everybody has that luck and that gift of getting ideas. So if you have an idea, write it down, whatever it is, and come back to it. When the time is right, you're going to know, and you're going to be looking for something, and that something is going to be there waiting for you. Sometimes we don't know why things happen in our lives right now, and it doesn't make sense a lot of times. Like, why is this happening to me? Why now? I had all these plans, and things get left behind. Sometimes you have to start over, but fast forward when you are where you need to be, where you're supposed to be. Most of the time, we always say, it's a good thing that didn't happen, because I wouldn't be here right now. It's a good thing that I did this, because if I hadn't done this, I wouldn't have made XYZ. So while it doesn't make sense right now, it will eventually, because that's just the way life is. That's what I will say.
Vee, thank you so much for everything tonight. It's been an incredible episode, and y'all make sure that you go stream her music. Listen to it for yourself. Class Vee, that's CLASSVEE. Is it separated or? Two separate. Okay, yep. And then on all streaming platforms, Class Vee, and is it classvee.com, you said?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
Vee, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, and I hope that you continue to have great success. I know you will, and get more awesome artists, and just, help out each other. I know Angel loves it. I think he has a good time. And I just even this, because I remember I'm the one that I think I told you to come here.
Yeah, you told me to get with Benton. You're like, my distribution through Benton. You should use Benton. I'm like, I think I heard about it. I didn't know Angel and Benton was the same thing, though. I knew Angel.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, yeah. And I wasn't even thinking Benton Records from back in the day. So real quick, I don't do this every episode, and I should. The voice behind the camera that you heard a minute ago, that's Angel Soto of Benton Media Lounge. None of this would be possible if it wasn't for Angel Soto and Benton Media Lounge. So thank you, and be on the lookout because there's big things popping here. Like, this is the most incredible space. Angel does such an incredible job. Angel and Carol both, they do such an incredible job for bringing artists together. I mean, from music to photography to actual murals. I mean, you name it. This place is a vibe, y'all. If you haven't checked it out, please make sure you do so. Benton Media Lounge. Shout out Angel. It's Live Struggle Legacy and Class Vee.
Yay.
I appreciate y'all checking in. If you haven't already done so, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification button, drop a comment, ask me some questions in the comment section, start a conversation. If you're listening on a streaming platform, make sure you hit that follow button, save, download, rate us. We got merch on deck. Make sure you check it out. Hats, tees, hoodies, etc. Man, I appreciate y'all so much. It's Live Struggle Legacy. We building pyramids.
Hey.
I don't know about y'all, but when I'm looking for a new product or service, I go to my friends first. That's exactly what you get with Two Friends Home Inspection, where your home is their priority. Whether you're buying, selling, or just want to know the true condition of your home, B and Lee at Two Friends Home Inspections have you covered. They're a two-person team, which means greater accuracy, attention to detail, and top-notch service every single time. You'll get prompt, friendly support and clear, easy-to-understand reports that help you make confident decisions about your home. They proudly serve Pinellas and surrounding counties, and you can reach them directly at twofriendshomeinspections.com. That's twofriendshomeinspections.com. Tell them the Live Struggle Legacy podcast sent you.
Live Struggle Legacy. It's a whole movement.